go ahead and mute myself and we can get started on the exciting Einstein CoPilot for Tableau, which I could say I just tested recently and it's really improved a lot over the course of just a couple months. So just exciting to see the innovation that's happening and really exciting to see where this is going. So with that, um, go ahead and please present. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Adam. Harveen, over to you. Just direct me through the slides.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Adam. Thanks, Will. Hi, everyone. My name is Harveen Kathuria. I'm a product lead at Tableau. I've been with the company for over 6 years now. Really excited to be part of the AI journey. It is a journey that we are just getting started off. We started with Pulse and now Einstein CoPilot. The plan for today is Joe and I are going to spend 30 minutes giving you an overview of what we are doing in the Einstein CoPilot world, our key investments roadmap, where we are going, and then Joe will take over and give you some demos and talk about some of the future work that we are envisioning. Next slide, please, Joe.
Sorry.
That's okay.
There we go.
All right, the very famous forward-looking statement. Please don't make any purchasing decisions based on some of the prototypes or ideas that we cover in this meeting today. Just base your purchasing decisions on what products are in the market today. Next slide, please. Again, big thank you. Really, really appreciate Will and Adam giving us the opportunity to be here, to talk to the data fam, to share where we are going. So truly appreciate that. Next slide, please. So let's just be honest, AI has power to change the way we do everything. I'll give you my example. On a daily basis, I'm using Slack AI summaries features to really go through some of the discussions that are happening in channels. I use Pulse metrics to check, monthly active usage of various Tableau products. I use Einstein CoPilot to get to the deeper answers using what we have offered in the web authoring experience. And at a personal level, my daughter uses Adobe Firefly these days to get quick images that are needed for her creative projects. So there you go. It's all over. It's helping us in our work life as well as in personal life as well. But there's a gap between the demand for AI and reality. You may be familiar with ChatGPT. It was estimated to have reached 100 million monthly active users just 2 months after it launched. While adoption is stronger on the consumer level, companies haven't reached the same level and lack the AI strategies and capabilities to operationalize. Next slide, please. And data is no different. As I mentioned, we launched Tableau Pulse, and we are now talking about Einstein CoPilot. Our AI strategy is all about empowering our users to work better, make better data-driven decisions, enhance their workflows by bringing insights in their flow of work, whether it's the Slack integration that I talked about, some of the ideas that Joe will be sharing with respect to how we are thinking about dashboard consumption, sharing, and more. And last but not the least, really important from our perspective for the user is productivity, really increasing the productivity, getting to what you want to do faster and focusing on key important work that you have to go do, automating some of the tedious tasks in more of an assistant level scope from AI versus really taking over or just automating everything at this point. Most importantly, all of this will be achieved on the Einstein trust layer. Let's keep going, Joe. Thank you. We can skip this slide. We already covered this. Thank you. All right, so let's talk about Einstein CoPilot for Tableau. We launched CoPilot for Prep and Catalog earlier this year. In Tableau Prep, we launched a calculation assistant. Let's just be honest, calcs are not easy in Tableau. And hence, we wanted to focus on some of the key skills that would be valuable for our data professionals, especially the novice analyst. In Catalog, we launched the auto description, again, a tedious task that can be easily automated, freeing up time for our analysts. In web authoring, in this month, we launched Einstein CoPilot for data exploration, an easy way for creating visualization and calcs using conversations versus clicks. Next slide, please. All right, and as I talked about, it's a journey. It's a journey that we are on, Einstein CoPilot, or as we call it internally, ECT. This is our roadmap. I will just quickly go over some of the key investments that we are planning. In the June and August timeframe, as I mentioned, we launched Einstein CoPilot for prep, catalog, as well as data exploration. In the September-December timeframe, we are going to add Transformation Assistant to Einstein CoPilot for prep. For the data exploration Copilot, we are going to launch it in desktop. We know that's where most of our analysts spend considerable time analyzing their data, authoring dashboards. So our game plan is to launch it in desktop. We'll continue to make improvements in the visualization and calcs creation. Add skills for quick tables. In-context help is going to be immensely valuable for our novice analyst, somebody who's new to Tableau and wants to learn by doing. And Joe will talk more about it as well as potentially give you a demo during this call. We've heard a lot from our embedded analytics customers about embedding Copilot into the embedded web authoring experience. That is planned for September-December timeframe as well. For our consumption scenarios, this is for our viewers, dashboard viewers, we are looking into a dashboard Q&A experience as well as dashboard summarization experience. Again, there's a lot of back and forth between the analyst as well as the business user. As the business user is going through the dashboard, they have additional questions that they may want to ask. We want to, again, enhance that workflow, empower the viewer or the dashboard consumer to do more on their own with Einstein CoPilot. We'll continue to make investments in the platform by adding multilingual support, additional intelligence capabilities as well as we move forward. Future roadmap, again, this is really forward-looking where we are going beyond December timeframe. Key thing that we've heard from our customers is around just make it easy for me to ask data questions in a familiar search-like experience. Search to Insights experience aims to deliver that, and I will let Joe talk more about it throughout this presentation. ECT data exploration and authoring, we are looking into how do we bring the Viz extensions experience and make it part of ECT, such that as an end user, when you want to say, show me this data as a Sankey chart, that's easy to do. Continued investment in-context help. Again, we'll start off with, showing KB articles, curated articles that Tableau has to offer, and then expand it further such that we can bring in some of the knowledge from our data fam, some of the blog posts that our data fam has written that would be immensely valuable for the end user. Collaboration skills. One thing that I am particularly excited about is ECT for auto-generated data models as well as Copilot. I think that has a lot of potential in the future, again, focusing on productivity, focusing on bringing insights, enhancing workflows as we move forward. So that's kind of the high-level overview of our roadmap. Let's go to the next slide, please. I highly encourage you all, if you haven't already, to go through the webinar from Ryan Ate as well as Southard Jones on Tableau Einstein. This is the future of Tableau, where it's going to be all about AI-powered data and analytics in the flow of work. And Einstein CoPilot is a step that will get us in that direction. Pulse and Einstein CoPilot help us get in that direction. Pulse and CoPilot are available in the product today, and Tableau Einstein is our future. So what I showed you was kind of the roadmap that we have for our current product, and we are going to continue working on Tableau Einstein, which is going to be our future. AI-powered context insights. These are, again, contextual insights. This is Pulse and CoPilot for Tableau today, as well as that will be part of the future. We've talked a lot about data at scale using Data Cloud. Most exciting part about what Einstein CoPilot, from my point of view, based on what I've heard from our customers, are things like collaboration capabilities, the workspaces concept, as well as the reusable components marketplace. With that, I'm going to hand it over to Joe, who's going to dive into some of the future investments and give us a few demos.
Awesome. Thanks, Harveen. Yeah, and thank you, Joy, Rika, Will, and Adam for pulling this user group together. I want to, for the next 15 minutes or so, make this a little more real and grounded in some of the new things that we are currently prototyping and building. I've seen some questions come in the chat. Let's tackle these towards the end, unless they're part of my talk track. I'll try to call them out. Okay, so a few feature spotlights and demos. The first one I wanted to talk about is kind of these new capabilities around search to insight. So some of the technology that's powering Einstein CoPilot for Tableau today spun out of a project we were working on about 1.5 years ago called Hybrid Search. And the idea with Hybrid Search was that we could enable a user to find and discover insights from the Viz Portal search bar, right? So you could either find and discover static insights in the form of like a Viz, an existing Viz, dashboard, or metric, or if needed, we could on the fly generate the insight that would answer your question. I think there's still some vagueness for the specifics to how we will tackle this kind of general requirement, general feature that we're hearing a lot of interest in. But the thing that's really coming through is this need to support a query experience at the level of a corpus, right? Not an individual data source, but really at the corpus level of a collection of data sources and a collection of existing assets. So that's one of the things you'll see us prioritizing in the coming year. The next feature I want to talk about is in-context help. So this is something that some of you may have heard I pitched at the Visionary Summit at TC this past year. The aspiration of this feature is really to answer any question about how to use Tableau and how to conduct data analysis and visual analysis in our product. We have an amazing, let's call it, collection of knowledge that's like diffuse across the internet, diffuse across our help and training, our help website, blogs, forums. And what we can do is kind of bring this knowledge, unify this knowledge together to really, I think, unlock some impressive and helpful experiences for users to upskill and get unstuck more quickly in the product. So what I'll do right now is I'll show you an early prototype that we have using some third-party providers that we're working with. So let me switch screens here and bear with me, because I'm just on my, it's much easier to demo, I've realized, when you have a monitor. So let's see here. Which window is it? Sorry, window. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where is this thing? Okay, I'm gonna present my entire screen. Sorry if this is, you're gonna see a lot here. Okay, let's drop this. Okay, can you all, maybe someone could, I just minimized the actual Hangout. So if someone could come off mute and say if you can see LLM benchmark for CRM.
Yep, I can see LLM benchmark for CRM. Thanks,
beautiful. Joe. Okay, cool. So what this workbook is actually published on Tableau Public. This is an analysis that the Salesforce research team recently put together, which provides a set of metrics and data points related to LLM performance on kind of canonical CRM use cases, like writing an email, summarizing a case, generating knowledge associated with a case. And so there's some really cool stuff here about how well these models perform across, metrics like instruction following and completeness, conciseness, and factuality. So something that I recently did was analyze the data here to see if there are some models that might be best suited for the use cases that we're working on in analytics. So I started an analysis. You'll notice here I'm hitting a dev's server, and he's in Seattle. I'm in New York, so apologies if this is a little slow. And what you'll see here is I started doing some analysis off this data, looking at things like, for analytics, we care a lot about factuality and we care a lot about instruction following. So I did a simple, scatter plot here showing model performance by these measures. And, I probably want to avoid these models on the lower end of this scatter plot, but there's a lot of, data points that are congregated here towards the top. So the next thing I wanted to do was look at not just these two measures, but all the measures, but an average of all the measures where we weight factuality and instruction following more. So I created this calc. You can see it's a weighted average that just applies some coefficients to instruction following and factuality. And we can see that this weighted average score gives us some really good scores for GPT-4, for Turbo, so on and so on. But importantly, cost is really critical to any model that we choose to put in production. So I also created this rank of cost calc. And this calc, you can see, where is it? Rank of cost. It just does a rank on the mean cost per 1,000 requests. Now, I'm new to Tableau, newish to Tableau authoring. I can do some basic things, but I'm definitely not a data pro. And I noticed that when I pull in this rank of cost calc, it's giving me values of 1 for every bar. I also see that it has this triangle symbol. So I don't really know what's going on here, but with in context help, I could just ask Einstein, why would my Tableau calc have a triangle symbol on it? I'm asking CoPilot to kind of help me decipher the challenge that I'm seeing in my analytical context. So Einstein tells me that in Tableau, a triangle symbol next to a measure indicates that it's a table calculation. Okay. There's some resources here that I could dig into to learn more. Looks like this is a forums post talking about the meaning of the delta symbol. So I think I'm on the right track. There's some more information here I could read on, but I'll just ask Einstein, how do I know if my Tableau quick table calc is computing correctly? Now that I know it's that quick table calc, maybe there's just an issue in how I'm using it. And so with help, hopefully I'll get some instructions here on how to better use this calc. Cool. So looks like I get some kind of step-by-step instructions here. I need to make sure I understand the calc type, look at some visual indicators, check the calculation settings, compare expected results. Okay, so here, this might help. So if I right-click on the measure, I think I can change, I can edit the table calc to edit its behavior. So I'll right-click, edit table calc. And now it looks like it's computing using cell, I'm going to try computing using the model name. And when I do that, now I get some results like I was expecting. So I'm seeing the cost of the models from, least the lower numbers are actually the more expensive, I think, and the higher numbers are the less expensive. So I can see, yeah, GPT-4o is on the lower end of the scale, but I might also want to check out this Cohere Command R+, because it's actually cheaper than GPT-4o and pretty close to its accuracy. All right, so that's in context help, an early preview. And now I will switch back to the presentation. Okay. Sorry, you're gonna get the stop. Awesome. Okay. So that was in context help. We just looked at the demo. The next thing I want to talk about is business user Q&A. So this is another capability that we've really heard you all validate as part of our beta program. I think it's probably the most common request we've gotten is, something like, I need an Einstein CoPilot like query capability, but in the dashboard viewing experience, right? And we know that many of you are eager to provide your downstream consumers a way to drill down into the underlying data that powers a dashboard. In addition, we see people gravitate towards certain aspects of the Pulse Q&A experience and the Einstein CoPilot experience. And so what we're envisioning with this business user Q&A product or feature is really the unification of kind of what makes Pulse Q&A the best and what makes ECT the best. And then in doing that, really unify the ECT and the Pulse technologies to get something much greater when we combine them. Cool. This is the last feature spotlight, and then I have one more demo for you. So to tee this up, I guess, if you watched Ryan Southard and Emax's presentation last week, as Harveen mentioned, if you haven't checked it out, it's on YouTube. One of the things that Ryan introduced that presentation with was kind of an acknowledgement of one of the top challenges that we're hearing from customers and people in the industry. And that is that it's really hard to reuse what you build, right? Because of that, this is one of the core reasons we continue to invest in things like embedded and VizQL data service, but we don't think that's enough. And so one customer recently told me, he wants to use the same semantic model to activate for like visualization, for conversational analytics, and for advanced analytics. So with Headless CoPilot, we envision a set of platform investments that will allow Tableau product teams, but also all of you, right? All of our community of visionaries and data devs to build custom AI experiences and apps on the Tableau platform, right? We really are transitioning to this end-to-end data platform beyond a visualization tool. And these are some of the capabilities that will really usher in that transition. So I want to show you a demo of this as well. So this demo is going to be an early vision of the business user Q&A experience could look like, powered by the Headless CoPilot platform services. So I will present my screen again. Okay. Okay, going back to entire screen. And let's minimize that. Let's minimize that. Minimize that. Okay. So I'm running some services locally. So again, this is a very, very early prototype. So appreciate your grace if things start to go wrong. There's a sneak peek of what I'm going to be doing. Okay. So I want to shout out Stephen Price, who's on the call. Stephen is a stellar SE, and he built this really cool embedded app. This app, it does a few cool things. It brings together metrics and Tableau views into a single interface. So using the Pulse APIs and like our embedded API, you can see, right, an embedded Tableau view, a series of embedded Tableau views here, but you can also see real metric cards across the top. So these are real Pulse metrics. He's pulling in the insight types, right, that you see associated with metrics, and I can click and scroll these. But we know that really in a post-chat GPT world, NLQ is becoming an essential feature of any data app or data experience. So what Stefan also added is a Q&A interface. And what this Q&A interface will do is it will query the insights associated with the metrics that are embedded in this dashboard. And what I mean by insights, I mean the static insight types associated to these metrics. So I could ask something like, in which state did sales increase the most? And Stefan's system queries a vector index where these insights are stored, and it tells me that California, Florida, and Texas are the states where the sales increase the most. Okay, that's great. I also see that orders are up. And so if I go back to this view, I see orders are up, but I also see that unprofitable orders, like in this corporate segment, look like they're increasing. So I might want to ask, what were the top 10 most unprofitable orders? And what you'll see here is that this falls over, right? And that's because insight types associated with metrics can only take us so far, right? You can't anticipate all the ways that a data consumer might want to query, join, pivot, transform the underlying data. So we created another version of this where from a natural language query, we're issuing VizQL data service requests to dynamically query the underlying data and try to answer those ad hoc questions. So I'll try that same question again. What are the top 10 most unprofitable orders in the corporate? And this is going to be slower because we're running multiple query pipelines simultaneously here. But what you'll see, yes, that looks like it's working. Oops. Okay. Okay, hopefully this is gonna work. So I'll if we have time, and I think we probably do. Oh yeah, okay, it's working. So I'll step through the architecture briefly on this, but we're dynamically transforming this NLQ into a VDS request and then getting this data back via the VizQL data service. So here I can see, yep, the top 10 most unprofitable orders in the corporate segment are attributed to these customers placing these orders. But as you all know, when you're doing analysis, one question just leads to the next question. So I might want to know, let's see which products were in the order. This might give me a clue about maybe some price increases that I need to make on products that are leading to unprofitable orders. So again, what's in the background, we're going to transform this query into a VDS request. We're going to get back the results that for that order, it looks like there was a printer, 4 orders of that printer, and a vacuum. I'm surprised that this was unprofitable because that's a pretty high sale. So maybe the last thing I'll just want to check is, what is the discount rate for the, make sure we get the name right, for the Cubify printer. We don't have very good field value grounding implemented yet, so I have to be very specific with these product names. But again, we'll just issue this dynamic query to the data, and wow, we see a 50% discount rate on these printers. That's a problem. That makes sense why we're getting unprofitable orders for orders that contain this printer. Okay. So that's an early version of how we envision, better supporting business users to drill into the data behind metrics and dashboards and answer their ad hoc questions with that headless CoPilot serving layer. All right. I will wrap up with a couple more slides. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Here we go. I know we had 30 minutes. I think I'm just hitting the 30-minute time slot. So I'm going to just move past this. I'm happy to share these slides to talk a little bit about what's actually happening here. But the punchline is that for a lot of what I've shown today, I think there's some incredible opportunities to better collaborate with all of you in the community. So, that last demo you saw, for example, it was pretty hacky. It definitely doesn't scale. You can't put it in production yet. But with some really accessible and pretty easy to use open source tooling like LangChain and Llama Index, we were able to put something together that functionally worked. And so on the left, I'm kind of seeding an idea that I've had for collaborative community development. And I really am interested, Stefan and I both, Stefan, who is responsible for the majority of that app, see an opportunity to work with some of you to bring Tableau tooling to these top open source projects where we all are building generative AI applications and experiences. So if you're a strong Python developer, or if you've already contributed to LangChain or Llama Index, and you have some flexibility over the next 1 to 2 months, please get in touch with us. We're eager to work with some of you all and to get this tooling as like first-class modules into these projects. I think we can really usher in like an explosion of data apps built on the Tableau platform if we do that. And then this second request is alpha testers for in-context help. We're seeking, maybe 10 to 20 people to help us build out like a benchmark data set of sample queries. And this one's going to be way less involved, probably 2 to 5 hours of commitment maximum. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, thank you. Happy to answer some questions, talk more about this. For both of these ideas, I'll be posting more information about these in the Data Dev workspace. So I should get that in later today or at latest tomorrow. So keep an eye on that workspace. And if you're interested in either of these, I'll have like a sign up form for you to fill out. All right. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Joe and Harveen. Now I think it's time for Will Sutton to demonstrate his data analyst GPT to help people upskill for free and frictionless.
Awesome. Thank you, Adam. Is that coming through for everybody? Yeah. Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah, I suppose I'm Will. I'm here. I created this GPT, and when I reflect back on it, I created this really on a dilemma. I like a problem I saw out there with these generative AI tools coming to all of our products. Take a bit of time to explain what I mean, but hopefully you understand where I'm going. So I've been a data analyst for a long time. I've been using data to create dashboards, to go builds out some insights, and then hopefully people can go and take action on those insights. And this has been my world for a long time. And now we're seeing these tools like Einstein CoPilot, these AI tools come in to help users like me go and build out dashboards. This is great. It's also helping those newer users actually come and learn, use AI to actually go and build the dashboards too. But it's kind of left me with this question of like, well, if a newer user is coming to use this, like how do they know they're getting the best out of the tool? Like if you're a new user to Tableau, you can go and use Einstein CoPilot to go and build your charts, but how do you know you're getting the full potential out of the tool and you're getting the best from the product? So kind of left me with this idea of like, can we use AI to help us build in that knowledge as well? So I went down this path of say, could I take a normal user, use the traditional training methods, plus a bit of AI to build them into a more proficient Tableau user? Now, thankfully, I didn't need to think of a definition of what a proficient Tableau user looks like. Tableau had a certification path for a data analyst. I thought, can I work with that training material, that framework there, and build a system that would go and help someone go past that certification, get the full use out of the product at a later point? So what I've done is, let me go and just bring it up for you now. So I've gone and built a GPT on GPT Store. So this is available for everyone to go and use for free. Depending on your ChatGPT subscription, you'll get more out of it. But the idea is that this can be your sort of study buddy to help you practice and get ready for the certification. So you can ask it questions. You can just ask it to test you on the certification. So here, give me a random question from the certification. So what it's doing now is it's going through a data set that I've produced for it. This takes the entire certification syllabus. It then looks up a relevant Tableau help page, and then it provides a question based on that content. Okay, so this is a typical kind of response you'll get here. If anyone wants to read ahead and put together a little answer in the chat, please do, but I'll talk through. So it finds you a study area to go through a domain, and then also give you a URL for where you can go and find that documentation page. So it gives you a question. I'm using this. Has anybody got an answer for me in the chat out of any of these four? What do you think? Going for an A, C and A. Let's go with A. It doesn't really matter. We'll go with A. Okay, so let's determine the top answer. So what it will do is it'll go through those responses to that question, and then describe what it thinks is the right answer before then coming to an answer. So it's gone through those questions, those choices we had earlier, and now it's come to actually say, actually, I think C is the specific answer, and what the percentile function does. So here it has actually, for further reading and practice, you can refer to the help page. Annoyingly, ChatGPT disabled the clicking, so you can't actually go and click for the URLs anymore, but I found a workaround for that. So if you go and prompt it to say, hey, can you actually go and share the URL as plain text for me? That will go and do that. So design table calculations there. Okay, so this is the way I found that you can actually go and get tested on certification materials. I find this quite helpful because it's quite quick and easy. You don't need to sit down for an hour learning Tableau. This can be something that you just get just on your phone. You can be like 5 minutes before the next meeting, go onto the GPT, get it to ask you a question so you can stay in the loop with your learning and development. So we can ask you questions. You can actually ask it questions as well. So similarly, you can ask it a question you may have from a mock exam. So here was one to test show and hide containers, and it will do the same process where it'll run through the different options of what's possible and the explanation of what it can do. So it'll go through and evaluate each of those options for you and give you ideas on what it thinks is the right answer. So this was the process I actually used to go and test the GPT itself. So I gave it 40 questions of a full mock exam from the certification, and it went through and it got 85% in this. So I again testify it does work, and that's how I tested to make sure it could actually do the right job as well. So here it can help you sort of with this question and answer phase, where you're really getting prepared up, quite close to sitting the exam. But what if you're a bit further back? What if you are thinking about, what do I need to know for the exam? So for example, there's certain functionality in Tableau like level of detail calculations, and what do I actually need to know for that certification to become a data analyst? Okay, what do I need to know? So I can go and just ask the GPT that. There, it'll come through. Yeah. So we'll give you a little brief overview of LODs, and then we'll start diving into the different types here, describing what they do, look through some of the syntax, give you some of the examples of it in practice, find some use cases where you could use them, how they compare to other calculations, as well as some practical applications. And again, links to go and find more information if you'd like, but what I like here is it sort of explains the topics, sort of talks about it in action, and also give you some ideas of how you could go and practice it later. Again, this is all about sort of trying to stay in the loop with analytics. Okay. People are asking in the chat, but yes, I will go and put the link to the GPT in the chat for you all to go and have a look. So do have a play around with it. If you have any feedback for me, do let me know. But I hope you will all have sort of great success of getting prepared for the exam. And don't take my word for it. I think I saw Carrie in the chat earlier, but I am happy to say that I saw another message as well that people have been using this to pass the certification, which is really great to hear. I'm really happy to see that. So yeah, if you have been thinking about getting certified in Tableau, I think now is a sort of great, yes, you definitely are famous, Carrie. So yeah, if you're looking to get certified, please do give the GPT a go. Let me know what you think, and yeah, I wish you all the best taking your certifications and learning a bit more Tableau. That is all I had. So
excellent, Will. Super exciting stuff. Play with the GPT, even if you're not going for the data analyst certification. It's just fun to play with and test your knowledge of Tableau. There's basically infinite questions there, correct, Will?
Yeah, you can just keep prompting it, prompting
Exactly.
on different sections. I think the only limitation is just ChatGPT when it says you've run out.
Exactly. And Joy, now you get to announce our contest winners for a logo. I'm so sad the squid is going, but we'll have a new logo and banner for the entire community, by the community, and excited to see what's going on there. I know it was a really tough decision.
Yes, it was. Thank you so much, Adam. So we had lots of applications for our logo and banner contest, and it was so fun to look at all the really cool things. The idea was to use AI to generate logos and banners for our community. And we wanted it to be open to everyone to submit the applications and be as creative as possible. So when we received all our applications, we came together as a team to decide who our winners were going to be. And our criteria was quite simple. We wanted logos and banners that reflected our ideals and that of Tableau as well. So it was a hard decision for us, but we came to the conclusion that we have a few winners. And we do have a bit of debate between for a mascot, and if Adam and Will agree on this call, are we going with the mascot, please? Okay, Rika says yes, so yes, it is. So I'll just share my screen to show
We're
you all.
overruled, Will.
To show you all the winners. So this is our new logo. So yay us, and the logo and the banner for the AI plus Tableau user group. And our winner is Hannah Bartholomew. And the winners of this contest basically get $50, and they are free to reach out to anyone on the team to communicate on how they can receive their prize. And for our mascots, we have this absolutely gorgeous strawberry pineapple thingy.
It's a
going on.
mango. Let's call it a mango.
Okay,
Mango, yeah.
so yeah, it's a mango, and we really love it. We think it's really cute, and we think it's fun. We love the fact that it has like tons of charts going on, and the winner for this is Augusto Carcamo. So please reach out to us, any member on the team. We would love to give you your gift. So thank you so much for everyone. Thank you for participating, and we love reviewing your applications, and keep being a part of the community. Thank you.
And this logo really grew on us. At first, we're like, what the heck is this? Ash Ketchum. But it really grew on us pretty quickly, and it's just a fun logo. And if you see it, you'll know exactly where it comes from. So really fun logo here. And our mascot, I guess, we'll call it a mango. Please correct us, Augusto, if we're completely wrong on that. But it looks like a mango to me with some Pokemon attire.
Yeah, exactly.
So with that, thank you, Joy, and thank you for all those that really participated in this and shared your logos and banners. It was really fun to go over and discuss as a team. But we want to close on a different note here. We're talking about AI and all this fun stuff related to AI. But Rika has an inspiring message, and she's at her hometown right now sharing that message at 2 a.m. So it's got to be important if Rika's staying up until 2 a.m. to share with us. So please welcome Rika as she shares her personal message. My honorary daughter.
Thank you, Dad. Hey, Data Fam, did you enjoy the Tableau Plus AI TG? I'm Rika Fujiwara, based in Tokyo, the Tableau Plus AI TG APAC lead, and Tableau Social Ambassador, the Taiku Data Hiker Slack organizer, and Snowflake community leader in Japan. Today, I am in my hometown, Hiroshima, as Adam said. Yes, Hiroshima, where the atomic bomb was dropped 79 years ago. At 8:15 a.m. on August 6, 1945, an atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. As someone from Hiroshima, August is a special month, and the nuclear bomb is not something distant or unrelated, even 79 years later. Although not directly because of the atomic bomb, my grandfather died in the war before I was born, so I never met him. My grandmother once said she could see the mushroom cloud from Higashi Hiroshima City, more than 30 kilometers from Hiroshima City. May all people have safety and peace, the right to live authentically, and to be loved. Please take a moment to pray for the victims of the atomic bomb. Just 10 seconds. Thank you so much for joining us today. Tableau Plus AI TUG will continue to operate as a truly global and diverse TUG, hosted by Will from the UK, Joy from Nigeria, Adam from the US, and Rika from Japan. Our next event will be scheduled in late October or early November. It will be broadcast at an APAC friendly time. Hey, APAC guys! 次のイベントは10月後半から11月前半に開催予定です。APAC フレンドリーな時間帯に放送予定です。This means I won't have to stay up until 2 a.m. next time. See you soon!
and maybe I'll
Thank
have to wake up
you.
at 2 a.m. to be part of it. But it's definitely
Might
worth
be.
it to support our APAC community because they often feel like they're neglected because there's not a lot of content at their time. We want to help at least every third or fourth time allow them to have something in their time zone where they could take part in live rather than watching on rewatch. One more note is that we will have this uploaded via the DataFam channel on YouTube, and we'll check out our LinkedIn or X Twitter or whatnot. We'll post all those updates once they're there. Will may do something with snippets and share some highlights and so forth. But obviously, I'm putting you on on the clock for that, Will. But when that comes, it comes. But we're excited to have you today, and thank you so much for being part of our event. And a big thank you to Harveen and Joe for getting up early because it's 9 a.m. where you're at and presenting on Einstein CoPilot. Again, I was a very, very tough critic in the beginning. I would like to say constructive, but it was very tough. So seeing where it started to where it is now is just so heartwarming to me because I know we'll be able to enable a ton of people on Tableau and help them out get started. And my favorite feature, and one that wasn't covered enough, was the ask the recommendations based on your data, because I think that's the one that's really going to help people onboard much quicker into developing an asset in Tableau without even knowing how to really use Tableau. So those are, and Andy Cockgrave shared that yesterday on LinkedIn, and it was just a great demo as well on that. So, and Andy may be a future presenter at our TUG in the not too distant future. Wink, wink. So bye all and have a wonderful rest of your day. Rika, get some sleep. It's past 2 a.m. or near 2 a.m. where you're at. So get some sleep and we'll be happy to share this with you. And again, thank you so much for your time, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.